What happened when Taehyung cried in Jungkook's arms at Incheon airport before flying to Paris? Was this a simple goodbye or something deeper? Join the discussion. Comment, like, and subscribe as we uncover the truth behind BTS's most emotional moment. What really happened at Incheon airport when Taehyung of BTS, on his way to Paris for a grand fashion show, suddenly broke down in Jungkook's arms, tears streaming down his face as the world's cameras clicked endlessly? Was this just a casual goodbye between two close friends? Or is there something deeper behind the emotional moment that fans are now calling one of the most shocking scenes in BTS's history? Armies around the globe are buzzing with theories, emotions, and unanswered questions. And this is the kind of story that demands your attention. Before we dive into the heart of this emotional storm, let us ask you this. Do you believe this was simply friendship on display? Or are we witnessing something much more powerful? Something hidden behind the curtain of fame? Comment your thoughts, share your emotions, and don't forget to like and subscribe because this story will take you into a world of drama, love, loyalty, and heartbreak that nobody saw coming. It began like any ordinary day at Incheon International Airport, but nothing about this departure turned out ordinary at all. The sleek automatic doors slid open and Taehyung, dressed in understated elegance but radiating his trademark charisma, stepped into the departure hall. Fans had already gathered, phones raised high, screams echoing through the building. Everyone knew he was flying to Paris for a highly anticipated fashion show, but what nobody expected was the dramatic, emotional farewell waiting just a few steps away. Jungkook, casual yet striking in his dark hoodie and cap, was there too, almost blending in with the crowd until eyes locked on the two of them. At first, it seemed like Jungkook was simply there to see his friend off, but then the scene unfolded into something that has left ARMY speechless. The moment Taehyung approached Jungkook, there was a pause in the air, like time itself had slowed down. Cameras flashed, fans gasped, and suddenly, Taehyung wrapped his arms around Jungkook in an embrace that looked far too intense, far too emotional, to be brushed off as casual. And then, in a twist that nobody could have predicted, Taehyung's eyes filled with tears. His shoulders trembled as he buried his face in Jungkook's chest, and the youngest member of BTS held him firmly, whispering words that fans could not hear but could only imagine. Was it comfort? Was it reassurance? Or was it a secret goodbye that carried more weight than anyone could have prepared for? The image of V crying in Jungkook's arms has now exploded across social media, leaving ARMY to wonder what really triggered this breakdown. Could it be the pressure of the fashion show in Paris, an event that places Taehyung not just as a musician but as a global fashion icon in front of the elite of the industry? Could it be exhaustion, the endless expectations, and the strain of constant public scrutiny? Or is there something more personal at play here? Something that only Jungkook, the one who stood silently and held him through it all, understands? Fans are divided, with some believing this was purely about stress and overwhelming emotions, while others whisper theories of unspoken bonds, jealousy, and hidden feelings that have been brewing for years. What makes this moment even more electrifying is the role Jungkook played in it. He didn't simply pat Taehyung on the back or give him a quick farewell. He held him, steady and firm, as if grounding him to reality, as if reminding him he wasn't alone even while boarding a plane to another continent. The way Jungkook's arms tightened around Taehyung told a story all their own, and ARMY is asking, why was Jungkook there in the first place? Was it a coincidence, or had he deliberately come to send Taehyung off, knowing he would need support? The answer remains a mystery, but the clues left in that airport hall suggest something deeper than a simple goodbye. The atmosphere at Incheon that day was electric. Fans who were there in person recall holding their breath as the two shared what seemed like an eternity in that embrace. Some described the tears as heartbreakingly real. Others said it felt like watching a scene from a K-drama unfolding live before their eyes. The shock was not just in Taehyung's vulnerability, but in Jungkook's unwavering presence, his role as the anchor. Social media exploded within minutes. Hashtags about Taehyung crying, Jungkook comforting him, and the emotional farewell began trending worldwide. Videos replayed again and again, zoomed in, analyzed frame by frame, as if fans could decode the hidden words between them. Could this be a turning point in how the world perceives their bond? For years, fans have speculated about the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook, sometimes celebrated as brothers, sometimes rumored as something more. This moment, raw and unfiltered, has only fueled the fire. Was Jungkook's presence at the airport a calculated move to calm Taehyung before his Paris runway debut? Or was it a spontaneous act born of deep care and loyalty? Did Taehyung's tears reveal more than exhaustion? Did they betray a longing, a fear of distance, or even a hidden tension yet to be revealed? Paris waits for Taehyung with flashing lights and high expectations, but the shadow of that airport embrace lingers behind him. As he walked through the gates, his face still streaked with the traces of emotion, fans felt they were witnessing something historic, a rare crack in the polished image of a superstar. Jungkook stayed behind, silent, almost protective, as if he had just shouldered a burden too heavy for the cameras to see. The world is left to wonder. What words were exchanged in that final moment, and what secrets lie behind the tears? Perhaps the greatest question is this: was this simply a farewell between two bandmates, or was it a confession? A moment of truth between two souls bound by more than music? Until answers come, fans will keep speculating, replaying, and analyzing. And maybe, just maybe, the truth will reveal itself not in words, but in the way Taehyung and Jungkook look at each other the next time they step onto the same stage. So now we ask you, ARMY, what do you think really happened at Incheon Airport? Was Taehyung crying because of stress? Or was Jungkook the reason his emotions spilled over? Did this moment show us the side of BTS we rarely see? The vulnerable side hidden beneath their powerful performances? Share your thoughts in the comments, tell us what you believe, and join the discussion because this story is far from over. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because if one emotional embrace at an airport can shake the world, imagine what's coming next. What if what we witnessed at Incheon Airport was not just a farewell, but the unveiling of emotions carefully hidden for years, breaking through the glamorous armor that BTS members wear in front of the world? The tears that streamed down Taehyung's face weren't just droplets of sadness. They were sparks that lit a fire of speculation, mystery, and emotion across millions of hearts. Why did Taehyung cry, and why in Jungkook's arms? Why not hold back as idols often do, maintaining composure for cameras and fans? Could it be that the weight on his shoulders finally grew too heavy to carry, and Jungkook was the only one who could bear it with him? The air at Incheon was filled with something indescribable. Some fans swore the atmosphere shifted as soon as Jungkook arrived. The airport, normally buzzing with chatter, fell into a hush as eyes followed the two figures moving toward each other. Taehyung's suitcase rolled behind him, his designer coat swaying as if he were already on the runway. Jungkook, on the other hand, carried no luggage, no signs of travel. He was there with only one purpose: to see Taehyung off. And when their eyes met, a story untold began unfolding in silence. Those who were there described it as surreal. One moment it was chaos, fans shouting, flashes blinding, the usual frenzy of a BTS airport appearance. The next, it was silence, broken only by the sound of sobs. Taehyung's voice cracked as he whispered something into Jungkook's chest, too soft for even the sharpest microphones to catch. Jungkook's hand moved to the back of Taehyung's head, pulling him closer, shielding him as if to protect not just his friend, but the secret words meant only for him. The embrace was long, unhurried, almost defiant of the cameras that tried to turn it into spectacle. And in that pause, ARMY saw something they weren't meant to see: vulnerability, dependence, and raw, unpolished love in its purest form. Theories began flooding in. Some fans believed Taehyung was overwhelmed by the idea of Paris, not because of the glitz and glamour, but because of the loneliness that awaited him on foreign soil. Fashion shows are a battlefield of confidence and appearance, a place where vulnerability can be a weakness. Perhaps in that moment, Taehyung clung to Jungkook not just for comfort, but as a reminder of home, of safety, of someone who knows him beyond the lights and labels. Others whisper of something more, a bond between the two that surpasses friendship, an intimacy too real to ignore, now revealed in an unguarded moment. Was this their goodbye as friends, or something far more profound?